Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers. I thank everybody that's involved with this process because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers.
Experience is not about the publisher, it is about us, the authors.
Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are joining me from. So my name is Clarence Causby. I am the author of the book Soul Exchange, Talking to the Devil, Erebus the Ranger, Armageddon, and one of the other books that I'm going to have published this year is Clarence the Black Flame Warrior. So just so everybody knows who's seen me like post this or anything, like this is just a prototype. Hi Elizabeth, how are you? Thank you for joining me. How's everything? This is just a prototype of what just like the cover, just to show everybody, like, you know, that I do have a book coming out, another book coming out. That was basically more anime, manga / isekai related and everything like that. But as for these book covers, like Talking to the Devil, Soul Exchange, Erebus the Ranger, and Armageddon. These are all covers done by like one of my best friends, Arnaldo Rosado. He's done all my book covers for me. So just so you know, next week is going to be very amazing. If you're really into anime, manga, stuff like that, the next 3 books, which is one of which is Clarence the Black Flame Warrior, will be the next 3 books that I'll be publishing for this year, and I will be talking about those next year. So it's going to be very fun. If you're into anime, if you're not into anime, want to know about anime, you know, tune in next week. It's going to be great. Going to be fun. I have like lots of stuff to talk about, so it's going to be great. So I'm very excited. So today, guys, I'm going to be talking about the book Armageddon. As you can see, Ethan. Hi, Ethan. How are you? It's good to be here. I believe this is my first time here. Oh, welcome, Ethan. You know, I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm very like welcome. I hope you enjoy, like you come like the rest of the time that I'm here. It's gonna be fun. You know, check over like the past lives that I've done. You know, I hope that you like them. I hope they're entertaining. I hope you enjoy what I'm saying about my books and everything. But welcome, welcome to, as I like to call everybody, like my family here, because it's been so much fun. Everybody's been very cool with me. We've all been like kind of like laid back, relaxed, and everything, just have fun and stuff like that. So welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate that. So if you can see here, you can see the 4 horsemen here. The angel right here blowing the horn. The angel over the pit right there. So basically, this really is about like Armageddon, like the very last time, like the very last like end of days. So I just want to make it very, very clear. So anybody who gets this book is very, very graphic. What I mean by graphic is very, and I didn't pay that much attention to, because when I'm writing, I'm just like so deep in thought about writing and trying to like lay everything down like the way I think it should be, or see how I play it out in my mind and stuff like that. But until Sophie Weston like pointed that out to me yesterday, that my theme is kind of like horror and stuff like that, which I didn't realize at the time. But yeah, and I don't want people to be like, well, that's not the way it is in the Bible. Like, this is just like all my interpretation of how I think things should be. And it starts off where you read about Alex, he's called Alexander, but everybody calls him Alex, his friend Jonathan, his friend Bobby. And it's like on the anniversary of his parents' death where he had promised his mom and dad that he would go to church, in honor of them. And so they go to this church, and in that church they're kind of talking about like everything on the news about people kind of like disappearing, and just randomly like they're here 1 second, then like disappearing like on camera, on TV, and no one knows like where anybody else is. Nobody can find anybody. And so while they're in the church, and like the pastor is saying that like now is the end time. Could this is like definitely revelation. It's time to to make sure that you really get your life right before go, or if you stay here or anything else like that. And so they're all having prayer. Then all of a sudden, Jonathan, Bobby, and Alex like open their eyes, and they don't see anybody in there except for like other like members that's there. And they're like, well, what's going on? Like, is this like some kind of a joke or a prank or something like this? They're like, another group is like, no, like we've never had this happen anytime before. And so Alex is like, like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. So it's like, well, let's just get out of here. Let's just go somewhere. Besides, we could have been at the beach and having fun doing something else besides coming to this church and whatever. So they start off going on a trip, on a road trip, and they're going to go to California and everything. Go to like San Francisco. And during along the way, as they're going, they see cars like pulled over to the side of the road. Cars have crashed, like cars on fire, stuff like that. Almost kind of look like if you ever watched like the show The Walking Dead, how the cars just like all lined up on the streets off to the side and stuff like that. That's kind of like the almost kind of like the visual that I give into the book. And that's one thing that I do with all my books, is that I give very graphic, the very descriptions of like how people look, how people are feeling, the weather and everything. Hey Red, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate that so much, and I hope you enjoy this live session. I hope you stick around for the rest of the live sessions that I'm going to be doing today. And they're going, and they see like all these cars and everything, and they're too busy looking at all the cars. They don't want to crash, so they hurt and pull over. And so if you read in Revelation, they talk about the four horsemen. And I've always kind of wondered, like, well, is it really going to be like, the four horsemen coming around? Like, I don't really know. And I asked my mom, like, what do you think? I'm like, you think it's like kind of a sign? And she was like, I think it might be a sign. I'm like, okay. But in my mind, I was just like visualizing like them like driving. And they're driving, they hear like horses like whinnying and everything like that. And it's like very dark at night, and they see like lightning flashing and everything. And they're hearing like horses whinnying. And Alex is like, you guys hear that? And they're like, what are you talking about? What are we supposed to be hearing? It's like, no, like, guys, listen, like I'm telling you, like I hear horses whinnying and everything. He's like, they're like, are you stupid or something? Like, where are horses going to be at, like here like, on this road and everything like that? And all of a sudden, like the lightning flashes and everything, and Alex starts to see like images of like four of the four horsemen and everything. And he's just like what is going on here? Like, there's no way. And he's like, wait a minute, like I really think this could possibly be Armageddon now. They're like, don't be silly, because they don't really believe, but Alex was born from like a very religious family, so he's reading the book and reading the Bible, and he's like, I don't know, like this is way too much to be kind of coincidental and everything. So they don't really believe him. And all of a sudden, like this huge lightning flashes, and then they all see him, and like this wind comes along, and it almost like from what they're envisioning in the book, that the four horsemen are coming down towards them and kind of like just gusts over them and everything, and they had to stop, and they're like kind of like really freaked out about it. And then as you kind of go along, they're kind of using the Bible as a like a road mapping guide. Hi Tamara, how are you? Thank you so much. It's nice to see you too. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you like having a great day today. And like they're really freaked out about it. And so like this, like Armageddon is very horror centric. Like when it comes to like horror, I went to like my mind is like, okay, so let's really be very graphic about it. I did a lot of research, I was going through the Bible, putting in like, Bible verses. Usually when I'm doing like religious book, I put in like Bible verses to kind of get like some clarification of like where I'm coming from with it. And so like they'll see like fire starts falling from the sky, like some of their clothing starts catching on fire, like buildings are falling, mountains are on fire, all that. And so I try to instill like, like the feelings of like fear, desperation, urgency to like to try to leave and everything. So it's pretty like very chaotic and very destructive, intensely scary when it comes to like what's happening in the book and everything, and they don't know really what's going on. And they mocked, like, Alex's friends mocked him a few times, like, oh, you're just reading from the book, like it's just a book and whatever, stuff like that. And eventually, they're like, what is really going on here? Like, this can't really be what's happening. And everybody's just like, oh my god, like what's really going on? And so they're trying to like, for some reason, like they're trying. I don't know, I get it. Like they're trying to like outrun like the whole Armageddon thing, and but they just don't. And like earthquakes happen, building starts to crumble, starts to fall, and they start seeing like everything from like demons to angels to like, like, if you read like all like the creatures from like the Bible, like coming up, like the things like the bees with the faces of like humans with like the teeth. I forgot what it is. I apologize about that. And it seemed that they're literally like trying to run for their lives and everything, and they are so scared. And and there's like dead bodies everywhere. People are just, and everything is like very. This one is very, has a lot more horror in it than I think. Definitely more than Soul Exchange, and a little bit more than Talking to the Devil. Even though with Talking to the Devil, you got Gary Winscombe that is talking about, like is talking with Lucifer and everything. So this is very horror-centric, and as you can see here from like the description on the book cover, this is all was what you be like reading about what's going on in the Bible. And I mean, not the Bible, but in the Armageddon. And so basically, they're just using like the Bible as a pretty much like as a roadmap. And the thing is, like, Alex doesn't really know really what's going on. And thank you for the warm welcome. The beauty and the challenges of graphic novels. I'm assuming it's a graphic novel is creating a narrative at the same time presenting visual characters for you. What process comes first? Oh, thank you so much, Ethan. Oh, you're very welcome. And so the process is like, especially with this book, and mostly for mine, is that I see like so it's kind of like maybe kind of weird like how I'm saying it, but as I'm writing, I don't like I see like the pictures, I see the screen in front of me, but I don't really see anything. I see it's like pure black. Like as I'm typing and thinking, and then I'm starting to see all my characters like come into play, and then I'm looking at their like I know how like they should be reacting, how their emotions, like the expression on their face, how they should be sitting, stuff like that. And then I'm trying to get like the layout, and then I'm pretty much like just like putting down the story first. But then when I get to a certain part, then I'm like, okay, well, how should I make this character look? Like I know they're supposed to be mad. Should I have them like baring their teeth, or should I have like what? Now for like this book, it was more or less like, okay, Armageddon is a very very scary thing. So I needed to bring, because I was writing, I was thinking about how can I make it like really scary but stay very true to what the Bible says, and I pretty much stick to what the Bible says, but I was like going into like so pure detail. Like I went even further to like explain where you see like flames coming down, like very graphic descriptions of like person like trying to die but they can't die, like trying to shoot themselves and they can't because like everything's just going crazy, and like all dead like sea life coming up on the thing and no one knows what's going on. Like you see like the wasp like busting, like go through down like doors and windows and everything, and everybody's like running and screaming and everything like that. And it's just like while I'm typing it and everything, I'm trying to get like and I'm literally visualizing every single thing that I'm doing research on, like through the Bible and in my head of like how things kind of should be and like how things just should be going. And I try to put like very specific details and really like bring out what the whole process is of like kind of like what they're seeing, what they're feeling, like almost kind of like watching a movie as you're reading it, because it's literally like when I'm writing, like all I'm seeing is like a movie in my head. Like it's not like I'm writing. I'm almost like as I'm going along, I'm seeing the characters moving and driving and all that kind of stuff too. And I think it's very important too that I had to get like all the details of like the fear, the terror, because you can be like, oh, this person's scary, and that's like, okay, well, what's so scary about the person? Or be like, oh, well, this thing moved and everything was like not really scary. but I really wanted to tap into like horror and fear and fear, anger, of anguish and stuff like that. Of like, okay, well, if they're seeing like things come out at them, like what they be doing? They'd be trying to run, they'd be trying to hide, like falling over things, like trying to like lock doors with like urgency, trying to like bar the doors, things like that, and all they hear is like sounds, and then trying to run for their lives, and they can't, you know, and that's what like, I truly try to portray like in this book. And then I was trying to, have it like coincide. You're trying to be like a smooth, almost like a river, and then as it just kind of like just connects and just kind of goes along smoothly. Like what was the next purpose, then what was the next process, and everything like that. Like trying to figure out a way of how to for them to escape, of what's the next move going to be, and where they can hide out at, and then there's just like from one thing to another, and then I was trying to space it out because I didn't want everything to just kind of like overlap. So as they got to one part, it'd be like, okay, there's like a little break from that, but then something else happened, and then they left on like one sequence to go to another one, and then they was like into something else. Hi Jeff, how are you? Okay, so here's the thing. What villain would I? If I were a villain, who would I be? Thanos. Easy. Thanos. Like I love Thanos, and I get like Thanos isn't really a villain. Like he's like, he wants like he doesn't really go out just like killing people just for whatever. I mean, like, he killed like all his kids and everything, which is pretty terrible. But like, I love Thanos, and the thing about Thanos is like, I like the Marvel movies, but Endgame like disappointed me. It really did. When you had like the Black Order and everything kind of get beat up by like the Avengers, I was like, nah, no, no, that's wrong, absolutely wrong. Like, there's no way they should have beat them like especially that easily. It's like there's no way, it's impossible. But Thanos would definitely be like my go-to villain. Like I love Thanos. Like Thanos is amazing, and I know he had his. I don't know if he still does or not. Had his own comic version where he would. What was it? Oh, he's the only one left because he was fighting, and then I know this is probably a spoiler, so I apologize about this. Where Cosmic Ghost Rider literally took him to go see his future, and he was like the last being on. He's like the strongest, most powerful being there was. Well, besides him and Cosmic Ghost Rider. How do you wish to be remembered in the literary world? Oh, thank you for that, Red. That's a good question. I want to be remembered for writing books that inspire people, where people can like be inspired, or people are just like, oh, no one really knows what I'm going through. Nobody will ever understand me. And then I want them to kind of be able to read my books and be like, wow, somebody really gets it. Somebody really kind of understands what I'm going through. Somebody really finally understands how I feel. Like I never really thought anybody could really understand how I feel, but someone finally gets it. And I want somebody to be, like, we all like play video games or go to the movies or watch TV, just kind of like escape reality. But sometimes, like I just want to write books where if someone really wants to escape reality, they'll read my books and they just get like so lost and so engrossed in my books, and they're just like, wow. That's why another reason why I'm so descriptive, because I want people when they read my books to literally see exactly what's going on, see how the person is like dressed or made out to be with scars or tattoos, or with a sword in their hand or weapons in their hand or a drink in their hand or sitting down. So I just want to be remembered, that when people want to like escape or, really felt like a connection to somebody, that they felt a character, they felt a connection to my characters, how they kind of understood like where my characters were coming from, how they're like, oh, they went through the same thing else, and this is how they kind of got over it. I want my books just to kind of like to be there for people, to help them out, to inspire them, and to know, that like not everything is bad, that things will be okay, or like, oh, well, I thought this way about something, but now I'm reading it from this kind of perspective or this point of view. Now, okay, kind of makes more sense than what maybe like this other person was talking about, or now it kind of makes more sense. I see why this person was saying what they were saying, or oh, I kind of understand a little bit better, or even where there be where someone's like, oh, one thing, I did this to this person, and I didn't really realize that, I need to kind of like check myself a little bit, and I kind of think I did that when it comes to like Soul Exchange and to Talking to the Devil, because I want people to kind of like be able to like I want to make my books like very relatable. Hey John, how are you? Thanks. How are you? It's good to see you again too. How you been? Thank you so much for coming back again. How's everything with you? And so that's really kind of what I want to be remembered by, because I like helping people and everything, but I really want people to be able to kind of like take something away from my books. Like I may not be able to go everywhere and everything, and I've always said to you that if a person writes a book, I find out about it, like I want to be able to be able to like help, push them like, hey, like don't give up. Like I know what it's like to like start out writing and you think this is gonna happen, but it doesn't happen, or don't worry, like this will happen if you do this or something like that. Like I want to, be remembered for giving people courage for my books. Be able to stand up for themselves, to know that that there's always something better at the end. Just to keep working hard, not to pay attention, not to listen to all the negativity, whether my characters be good, bad, indifferent, or just like regular people. Whether they have powers, not have powers, or stuff like that. Hey Carly, how are you? Thanks for joining me again. You truly unlock the inner reflection through your book. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That means a lot. I try to, because I treat like the books like like they're my kids and everything. I'm not picky about anything. Like I'm not picky about comic books, games, food, or whatever. But my books always picky about that. If you could also go on a trip with any author, dead or alive, who would it be? One thing, as great as many authors, like I've read about J.K. Rowling and everything, and I think she's absolutely amazing. I really do, and she's kind of like my mentor in a way, because like I feel like she's kind of, I can kind of relate to her, what she's gone through in her life and stuff like that. If I would have to say anybody, uh, probably Edgar Allan Poe, because I love Poe, like The Telltale Heart and The Raven and everything, and I just kind of would love to ask him, like what really like went through your head, like what was you feeling, like what was your process, when doing those, because I know like my process is different, and I don't think I'm really like anybody else's, because now in Erebus the Ranger, and that's a book I'm gonna be talking about tomorrow, I was literally like acting out all the fight scenes, like no lie. I was literally like throwing a punch here and like getting all like laying down, and it was like kind of like acting about how maybe one should be grappled or anything like that. And so it was just great to like really do that, to make me feel more in tune with like the book and everything. So guys, I know I probably didn't mention it, but I'm doing like a giveaway today, tomorrow, and all from Monday through Friday next week as well. But there's gonna be a very special giveaway next week, so make sure you guys are stay tuned for that, because it's gonna be amazing and fun. So the question I have for you guys is this: who are the characters? Who's the one character who kind of was like trying to guide everybody in the book Armageddon? So once you guys answer that, if you guys answer it right away, I'll shout out your name. And if you guys do get the answer, email me at clarencecosby@gmail.com. That's, as you can see right there, Clarence, ClarenceCausby books@gmail.com. Just write me, let me know what books you want, because the giveaway is all my books that are currently published and ones that will be published this year, which will be, the books that I have now is Armageddon. Soul Exchange is actually being republished for under Reader's Magnet for this year, so it'll be out soon. And Talking to the Devil, Erebus the Ranger, and one will be the Clarence the Black Flame Warrior. So a little bit of a spoiler for you guys. So the next two books will be, besides this one that was like heavily anime based, will be called The Service Corps and Kurarensu the Blacksmith. So Kurarensu is Japanese for Clarence. So it's like they're all very animated. They're all very anime like inspired, isekais and manga inspired as well. So those that don't know about isekais is where a person either dies, gets reincarnated, or gets summoned, or somehow goes into a portal or something and winds up in another world, whether it be like in a video game world that they're playing or just like in another world altogether. So those will have like all pretty much like the same tendencies along the way. But I'll be talking more about them like next week. So I'm very excited. So if you guys love anime, want to know more about anime, we'll be talking about those like next week, and it's going to be like absolutely amazing. But like I said, though, for those that wasn't here earlier, this here was done by my friend Jose Negron. He's done like he's doing like all the prints and everything just so that you guys can really see that I do have something coming along the way. And but my friend Arnaldo Rosado, he's gonna like finish all the book covers and everything else like that. So I'm very, very excited. So once again, guys, who is the person that's kind of like in Armageddon that's kind of like help leading like his friends along? So if you guys can answer that, like I said, email, like answer the question, and if you get the answer right and I see it, or if you post it on Reader's Magnet, I'll reply to you, and maybe they can like get back to you if I can't like tag you in it, and then you let me know what books you want to, and if you do win, you can only win one time because I want to try to give everybody a fair chance at like getting some of the books where that I will sign and send off to you. So I'll need your address and like wherever you live at, whether it's in the United States or a different country, something like that. Now send it to you and everything. So I'm very, very excited. And we got we got 4 more minutes. Oh, 3 more minutes. So it's going to be fun. I'm very excited about the books. I'm loving writing more and more as I do this. And I really had no idea that it was like more or less like a hard thing, but I'm so excited about all of it though. Hey, then no, probably and figure in terms of dark mystery, did you consider something like Lovecraftian and stuff? I don't know. Like it's so like I don't. I probably did, but it's so weird with me. And the reason why I say it's so weird with me because like I'll have like inspiration because of like I was saying earlier, like I didn't even realize that most of like the books that I have now were all horror themed. So I probably did. It probably like just didn't like really click into my head only because like I get so many ideas like that just like comes at me and I have no idea. I'm thinking about that because like right now I'm literally working on the 3 books that I was telling you about, Korensu, the Blacksmith, the Cerberus Core, and Clarence the Black Flame Warrior. I'm literally working on all 3 of those books. So I know it's probably weird. You probably should only work on one, but like that's just me. Like I'm always doing like multiple things and stuff like that. So probably, and yeah, like Poe is absolutely brilliant. Like he's absolutely amazing. Like when I first heard it, I was like wow, that's really dark and everything. Like, but like I loved it though. Like it was very like amazing to see the way like he wrote and everything like that. I was like, oh, okay. And plus like with the way he did with Guilt, with the whole Telltale Heart, that was simply like phenomenal indeed. So like I'm very excited about that. Doing more books. Oh, but I did. Oh, before I go, so I wanted to let you know that Talking to the Devil is a standalone book. That definitely is a standalone book by itself. Soul Exchange is somewhat of a standalone book, but Armageddon referenced things like in Soul Exchange. So it's in like the Soul Exchange universe. But as for Erebus the Ranger and all the other books I have, Carly, correct. You are right. You are absolutely right. Congratulations, Carly. Woo! There you go. So yeah, so email me and let me know what book you want, and I'll send it to you and make sure I sign it so that way you can have like whatever book you want, and then but yeah, email me and let me know, and I'll get the whatever book. But like I said though, if it's the ones for that's coming out this year, you might have to wait. But if the one that's already out there, then that's cool too. And I'll get them and I'll send them right off to you. Well, congratulations, Carly. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. And guys, well, my time is almost up. Well, I just want to say thank you all for coming. Please join me again tomorrow as we talk about Erebus the Ranger. That's going to be a non-religious book at all. That's going to be more medieval fantasy. I'll again tomorrow. I want to win too. Absolutely, Red. Absolutely. So yeah, come again tomorrow. We're going to be discussing like Erebus the Ranger, and I'll say some stuff, but make sure you guys remember some stuff from today. I may bring some of what I said today on until tomorrow. So yeah, you guys will always have a chance to win. Like I said, I'm doing it tomorrow. Absolutely, Elizabeth. Heck yes, absolutely. I want you guys to win too. I really do, because I want you guys to get my books out there. And I want you guys to enjoy my books. And like, if you guys don't like my books, please bear with me because I got tons of books, like 50 or so more books in my head that I'm gonna try to write and everything. But yeah, join me tomorrow and next Monday through Friday and the next week, and it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun. There's gonna be so much like excitement. I'm so glad you guys came in it. Like, from the bottom of my heart, like I truly mean this. Like I appreciate you guys coming in and supporting me and asking me questions and everything like that. Like it really means the world to me, and you guys are helping me my dreams come true. So thank you all for that. So I want to thank you. When can you? As long as you answer the question, and I see that you like answer one of the questions and everything, like you can definitely win. As long as you're like the first person that it comes up. Hey, Leno, how are you? Good to see you. How's everything? Yeah, you can definitely win. That's not a problem. If you're like the first person to like answer like Carly did, you have like all the chances in the world to like win. So yeah, absolutely. So it's like I said, just keep like come tomorrow, come next Friday, come next Monday through Friday, and I'll be doing the giveaways all the time then. All right, guys, it's my time to leave. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a great week, great night, great day, whatever you guys are from, and I hope to see you guys soon. I'll see you guys later. You guys take care. Bye now. Take care.